we're live. Are we live? We are indeed live. Alright. I've wanted to play Disco Elysium for quite some time. And now, I think we shall. I'm looking forward to this. I've heard this game is awesome. And I'm very excited to be playing it. Let's just go through everything real quick. Looks fine. Thinker. Select archetype. Extremely intelligent, very bad with people. Knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Psychological, magnetic personality, but unstable, might begin to lose his mind. Physical. Gets things done, dumb as rock. You know, encyclopedia, hand-eye coordination. I don't know what's best. No earthly idea. Let me make sure that my audio output capture is correct. Real quick. Okay. What do we do? Huh? That's the real question. Which one of these? You know what? I'll go with the thinker. Might as well. Continue. Yes. That's a good sound. Begin.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
That's cool. Guy's got a hell of a voice. Minute.
Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, baby.
Alright.
An audience amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Oh, what was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
No, I wanted to know about the X something.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
Nah, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who won't give them to me.
Do you really?
Yeah, let me off.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
I don't care. I'm an idiot. A brave idiot.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Mother, help me. There's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage.
Eyes open. That's a hell of a state to end up in, isn't it? It looks like I've got underwear on, maybe, so that's good. Hey, I'm in great shape. Yeah, look at that. Look at that six-pack. I mean, there's a six-pack in there. All right. Commodore Red, empty. Let's put these guys on. Ooh, some bell bottoms. Okay, that seems to highlight the interactable objects. Very nice. What's
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says "whirling in rags" on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
great? Good to know, but maybe we put on a thing or two before we head on out, huh?
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
All right. See if I can grab that.
You reach out to grab the tie.
Well,
But what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
well,
This is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from moving for quite a long time. Still ongoing. Now is a good time to start worrying. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying. You know what you should do. You should stop the fan and then try again. It'll get easier. Do it if you want to die. The stabbing pain in your chest is telling you. You're hanging by a thread here. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. A terrible mistake.
all
Turn
right.
The lights are off. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade.
Fantastic.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Hey, I mean, I may have had a heart attack trying to get my necktie off of a fan. That's fine. See bottles in the bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. Fantastic. Why don't we put that on under our overcoat? What's this little guy,
A
huh?
mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink.
Uh-huh.
In a
I
fierce
think I look
discharge
great.
of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man.
Relatable.
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? No.
Really, or recollection
Ooh.
of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
That's not great.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
I really should have chosen the psychological, not the thinker for this. I've got a feeling. Because I'm going to do it.
Behold.
Yeah, that's a
You have
face.
no idea who this thing is, do you?
Well, it looks like the face of a late-stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I have no idea. It just is.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
I think it's supposed to look suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off, too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it.
There might have been 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
All right, let's see if I can.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Yay!
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Right, well, anything else? Like who I am? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness.
Cool.
Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema.
I do love a Capri's Kanema. Alright, I feel like I need to add a clicking sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
This just in, I am Guillaume le Million. One moment, I need to. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of an increased volume for this good old stream. There we go. All right, how long ago was the new?
Some 20-odd years.
That's a little
There
bit.
is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time.
Okay.
It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Good to know. I guess that's it.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
I mean, I've got a 3% chance.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex.
Well, that's
It
good.
would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
So be it. That's a hell of a thing to wake up to. All right. Well, I don't really want to leave so badly anyways. Let's keep checking out our little room here, huh? Let's see what's going on over here. Take all? Yeah, take an empty cassette. Why not? Someone tore out the tape. Well, I assume it was a Guillaume what's his face song, so that's fine. Shoo. Great. Now, I think we're about done. Let's go look at the...
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Alright. Assess the damage.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Alright, well, what did it?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Let's look at that.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe.
Thanks.
Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
I should go and get
A
it.
cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Alright. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. We're doing good, even. Very good. Let's open this door. Let's go. Hey there. Iguanas. -4 centigrade. Okay. Hey, look at that. Something on the table. Something being money. We like money. Oh, we're going out. I don't know where we're going, but we're going out. Yeah, this soundtrack is fucking kicking. I'm a fan. Loading. Oh, here we are. Hey, look at that. There's my shoe. Here we go.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Oh yeah.
Like two baby crocodiles.
How do they fit?
Good. They're balanced.
Nice.
Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Fair enough. Gust of briny wind washes over you. Alright. Smell of the sea makes me dizzy. Fair enough. Let's go talk to our lady friend outside. Now, maybe I'm stereotyping, but it looked like what some may consider a prostitute. Alright, let's
Hello,
look at this.
officer.
The year's 51. Officer, indeed. Yes, I'm
The
a...
young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
My military personnel.
No.
Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
You're shitting me.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time. You've been here for 3 days.
3 days.
On official police business, no less.
Awesome. What business is that?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Very cool.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
I might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupri Kanima is, how I know what one sounds like.
She nods.
But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my case?
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops.
So why didn't you just tell me that?
I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
Alright, so why don't I remember being a cop or anything else?
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Well, who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
You know what?
Of
That
course.
is true.
Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Okay. I mean, that...
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words 1,000,000 times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Before you go, I have some questions for you.
Yes?
What is it they have against the police here?
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Where exactly is here? Like, where am I?
You're in a hostel, sir.
No, where are we in the world?
We are in Revachol.
Ah,
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world,
good to know.
divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Ah. Revachol forever.
Forever and ever.
And ever, out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is coursing through you. You must be hypersensitive from the hangover.
That's good. Tell me, is it 51 now?
It's 51.
What century?
The current century?
And what's that?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
Alright. So how many centuries have there been?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
What's so
You're
funny?
right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Okay. I mean, getting a little deep here, lady. Alright, your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Any visitors?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Yeah, it mostly just gets hard, doesn't it?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this?
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also,
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
When you say wounded, do you mean that in like a cool way, like a wild beast?
Yes. It was very cool.
I know.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
All right, please tell me there wasn't anything else.
There was. I
Great.
think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore.
Yeah,
I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
that sounds like me. Okay.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
All right, you can go.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Nice long stub in the ashtray. Okay. Well, I can't exactly just break in after asking her those questions, can I? Let's see what this is about. Trompe d'élément. Alright. Let's see, we've got -1 to our suggestion and -2 to savoir-faire. Okay, great. We've got our horrific necktie. Man, I'm looking good. I'm looking sexy. Look at that. Look at those shoes. Look at those flares. Look at that jacket. This is good stuff. Good stuff is what all this is. It's tasks map. Right. Nothing. Done. I did find my shoe though. That was important. Health, 2 out of 2. Morale, 1 out of 1. I mean, we're doing good. Man, inexplicable feminist agenda. Yeah, that seems dangerous. What the fuck do we do with these? Are these just things that we know about? Lawjaw. Cool. All right. Let's go downstairs, shall we? See what's up. See what's up down. Soundtrack is like killer so far. All right, awesome. This is good, dude. Dude. This soundtrack is awesome. This is what I need right now. This is where the lyrics would be. Yes, makes sense. Big ol' karaoke mic. I mean, I can sing in that. What a great soundtrack. I'm really vibing to this right now. Speaker connected to the radio. Music is seasoned with
You should
static.
totally sing karaoke here. The
Yeah.
first chance you get.
Agreed.
Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul's cubic content is currently obscured by the hangover.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
Okay. This goes well with the theory I'm developing that I'm a down on my luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought.
Probably.
See if it works.
What should I sing?
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Of course. Really get a gauge on my soul with that one.
Serves them right.
Yeah.
Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Fair enough. This feels right. I do belong on stage. Very much. Let's check that out. Summer door closed for the winter. Makes sense. Just take a little walk around. Oh, that's a guy. Let's take a little bottle. Beautiful dark liquid. Hey man, what's going on? Sleeping dock worker.
A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Let's inspect the piece of plastic.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Let's give it a
Your
go.
fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook.
The man?
The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
sleeping
whatever.
dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character
Left.
portrait.
Uh-huh.
Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Makes sense. Let's leave. Alright. Got a little something, didn't I? What have we got over here, huh? People. We'll talk with them in a minute. Mess reserved for union members. Strike poster. Red pennants. We do love our union workers. Kitchen reserved for personnel. I do love some Nusafed. Water cooler. Menu. Only the word Monday is written on it. Okay. Let's go talk. Let's go talk to some of these folks. Right after we inspect this little guy. Pinball machine. Okay. What you doing, bud?
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Who else could it be?
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Ah.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Ah, yes, I am.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
You mean that guy? Yeah, I totally talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right?
This man is doing you a professional courtesy. He knows you haven't talked to the proprietor about
Alright.
whatever it was you were supposed to talk to
Alright,
him about.
alright.
It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware that I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
No.
Okay. We'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Yeah, I can't really remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there.
Right.
If we don't, no one else will.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
Yes, that's logical.
But first, we have to take it down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41.
Ah.
You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Yeah.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Ah, you mean the Rat Squad.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean.
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM
I see.
and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
Sure.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
Shouldn't I have, like, a badge or something?
You mean you don't have a badge?
It wasn't on me when I woke up.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
What were we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager.
Ah,
Then we
right.
go out back and take the body down.
Absolutely, let's roll.
After you, officer.
Aha.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Fantastic. Let's talk to this woman.
Hello, sweetie.
Hey,
Wait, who's Sweetie?
does that mean you like me?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Oh, that's sweet.
But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You
Fair.
must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
You know, we all do from time
I'm
to
Lena.
time.
My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Did you fight in the war?
No, dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty.
You a mountaineer.
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak.
What did you do?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
All right, I'm sorry. That was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
So, I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
The Whirling in Rags cafeteria? It was on my keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
In Revachol?
Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol.
I don't really know anything about it. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world.
Glad I didn't say it was shitty.
We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel.
Has to be
This
true if
city
they say
used
it.
to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Sure, spring of 51.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Thank you.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Let's see. I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's probably not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
But they still have cops.
There's no government. How come there are cops?
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
So what is this revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Right? So how'd I do?
You were doing quite well up until the end there.
Yeah.
It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places.
Yeah.
Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
Yeah.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary.
Well, you
so
would hope.
I wouldn't worry too much.
I'm a little worried, but all right. Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
All right. How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural.
I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
Right, I'll come back. I've got to get going.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
I'm sure Kim was happy with that. That went well. Let's talk to you, sir.
A man in his late 20s with a thin, unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
All right.
He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
What is gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is gold and orange? Smells like liquor.
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
Hey.
See? Everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
This color scheme, IRL, was entirely happenstance, but I'm not angry about it.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Alright, yeah, questions. I got this.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Makes sense. So where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
How do we get there?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style, unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Sounds like it. Alright, so why did Sylvie go away?
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
I'm not a cop. Everything's my business.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Didn't go on?
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Everything has something to do with everything.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Yeah, are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias I manage. 3. Get over it.
Alright, So who killed the guy?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Good question, me. So before you said they hosted him up on a tree, who did you mean by they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
And who exactly is saying that?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
So why would the dock workers lynch this guy?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
That seems unlikely.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Did you kill him?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Alright, good to know. I have another
The
question.
lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Alright, I think that'll do
Let's
it.
go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
What's real?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
Ah,
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
so yeah, by real, do you mean like some form of street cred?
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
But what for?
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
Yeah, but what really is money?
What are you, a philosopher?
Actually, I might be.
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Is this money?
Yes, it is.
Alright, so that's 10 plus 10 plus 20 equals 40. I'm now down to 90, right?
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
But that's awful.
It is.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
Darkness rides.
It does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
Alright, well, what happens now?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Okay, I don't remember where my home is.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Got it.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
I really don't remember.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
South, maybe?
You don't really know, do you?
I don't really. Does this mean I'm homeless?
South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Okay. I'll live in the dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Could I trace my way back somehow to to the street, maybe the number on a
You
building.
can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
It's a hell of an Amber Alert, man. All right. Fantastic. Let's,
Yes?
So, I think you should know that I don't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Okay, but I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization that we're in. Can you help?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Fantastic. Okay, so what should I concentrate on?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
So what's wrong with personal affairs?
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
Okay, I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Okay, well, it's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Yeah, tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Okay, a young woman told me a mercenary was hanged and the manager thinks it was the union that did it. That's all.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Yeah, sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
So, wait, who does the briefing say the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
So why don't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Okay, so hold on. Who's the RCM?
That's us, the
Okay.
Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of.
Obviously.
A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Yes, of course. Our job is to find the killer.
That's right.
Genius. I'm a genius. Okay. Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Alright, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was a...
Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering?
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
Yes.
The wary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Wow, really? That's mega sexy.
No, not really. Was there anything else?
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even.
Good point. Conceptualization.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist.
True.
Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
Genius. Even if we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Yeah, you know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
This seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Yeah, let's actually
Good.
have everything I need. Okay. So, yeah, can't convince him of that yet. Need double sixes. I mean, I could, but low chance. Right, so I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Okay. We'll work better together if we have some rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Okay, tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Okay.
The lieutenant nods.
You're wearing glasses?
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Glasses are cool, I guess.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
Awesome. You don't look like other people around here.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
Okay, you're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Chevalier.
A point of pride to him.
Alright. Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Alright, that's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean, distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
You're kidding me. Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Alright. So far, so good. Let's head on over. Ooh, WASD to move as well. Let's see.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
I already know about the world of today.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
Interesting. All right. Let's head on out, Lieutenant. Begin this little investigation of ours. Find some murderers. Easy peasy. Well. Heap of snow. Fuck the police. Cool. I'm not really. Pigs go home. Even better. Let's see, what do you have to say?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
What is all this fuck the police business?
Excuse me?
The street sign says fuck the police?
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
What about the other side? Pigs go home. Who are these pigs?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
I understand. I see now.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Yes, no.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Who are you exactly?
Me? I am just a gardener.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Yeah, there's more to you than that.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
Maybe. Yes. What are you doing here?
I'm working.
On what?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done.
But...
Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Alright, we need
Since
directions.
the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need?
The corpse, where is it exactly?
It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
And where am I?
What do you mean?
I'm a bit disoriented. This is Elysium, right?
Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Right. What's in the east?
The harbor gates? Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
What's up north?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
South?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
It's on the other side of it.
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
What about the west?
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Thanks.
No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
I gotta run.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Thanks. Easy. Autosave. Let's talk to this. Let's talk to this individual.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on?
It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it.
What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh?
Upon days.
That's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words. Or both.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
Tell me more about this strike.
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Maybe I should go on strike.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother.
I don't know my mother, but I'd go on strike against her too, for my rights.
Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Yeah, true. Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
All of who?
Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
What are you hauling? Anyways.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
It's your machine behind you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
That a found A6?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
Nothing illegal?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Could I get one of those tracksuits?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
Alright.
The bosses won't be happy.
Okay, I had another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
Ask for his conclusion.
What's your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Fair. What do I see?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Alright. Man, you look sad. What's going on with you?
I'm okay, man. Just... the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
Alright, I'm good for now. Good talk.
Don't be a stranger.
Well, that went well. I mean, for someone who's awful at talking to people. About as well as it could go, I suppose. Let's, take a little look at what's going on. What's going on in the area, huh? Humanox. Alright. Let's, look at this.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island,
It's a
pointing
big
toward
monument.
the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air, with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Alright, who is it?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
What do I see?
Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet? Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Lieutenant, someone shot the king.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it.
What do you think?
Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Political. It's a king, and he's shot.
Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings.
Alright. What did he do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
How?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Alright, so he was addicted to nose candy. Bloated druggie?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Elysium Bay.
Alright, so what is nose candy?
Cocaine.
Okay. So there's a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
Awesome. Where's he buried now?
Beneath the cold waters of the Elysium Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
Who restored it?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Brilliant. Funny, nihilistic.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time.
Maybe.
Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either.
It's all very interesting. I'm still in mixed thoughts about whether I'm glad to have gone with the thinker path or psychological path, but I do think learning more about the world is very interesting, at least thus far. Grab a white tank top, why not? Sad old person. See what's in here. Money. 1.30 real. Real. Something.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
All right. If you say so, Lieutenant. All right. Traffic jam central. Foreign car. I see some real. Do love me some real on the ground. Very nice. Not going home. Okay. That's a big guy. That's a big boy right there. Okay. Well, we'll have to ask about some of that stuff a little bit later. Let's go up to this little store. Jump Jams, Popular Music Magazine, Most Able-Bodied Men. Let's talk to you.
Welcome to Revachol.
Aha. Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Yeah, you tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
American exceptionalism, what? He's right. You're undermining our best shot at real self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave.
Okay.
I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Well, I think we've all learned something here. Fucking A, Kim. I got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Alright, now that that's settled, we've got a couple of questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
What you hollin'?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you picking up?
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Sounds like a cover story.
Look, as detective, I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular Koiko picked apples.
Koiko may be another derogative for a person from Grad, you think?
Ah, so they grow apples in Grad?
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow them down South Yekokata. A beautiful place. Got great scenic vistas.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yeah, it's not in the south, and they definitely don't grow apples.
Yeah? Says who?
It's literally in the name, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe.
Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere, except their own homes.
Keep saying Koikos. What does that mean?
He means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk. Those degenerates from Grad.
Right, so it's an ethnic slur.
Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
Alright, can I see the apples?
Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did have some, I wouldn't go putting my nose in them, huh?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory. So he'd remain unaccountable.
You said something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen?
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
What's a carter?
Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches.
before machines.
And that's a privilege?
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
So it's a kind of union.
Hell no. It's a guild. Invitation only. Unions work for the rich fucks. They're basically the same. Been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit, but you can't replace experience. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck 'em right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice ain't no laughing matter.
What's that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Ah, so you're just a racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yeah, I could really tell you're a prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Okay, and...
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kids are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Wait, what's this cultural victory?
It's what the kids of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah, I'm not down with this, so why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Let's go in. See what's in here. Ah, nice little place. Yellow roses. Ooh.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
What's this machine?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
I see. And how do I pick up tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there, somewhere.
Okay.
The tear machine stands.
Melancholy pop song, huh? Alright, let's look. Let's see. Kind green pen. Ooh. Dock worker shift card. Ooh. Clothes. Ooh. Physical instrument. Tank top. Gym vest. Reeking of sweat. Nice. Yellow gardening gloves, huh? We do love some gardening. Oh boy. Report badge is missing. Sing karaoke. Inspect victim's body. Give it reality lowdown. Make the call reporting the crime. Pay for damages. End of day debrief with Kim. Call your station as Lazarus. The pissing competition. We got a lot of stuff. Now let's look at this. I need to. you think psyche. Probably gotta increase our psyche a little bit, huh? That seems like the thing to do. Although maybe it's better to not increase the psyche and just lean into it. Internalize. Problem. Stop. Solution. Well, hold on. Yeah. We'll think about that a little bit. See if it bites me in the ass. What's in here?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
What's that?
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Fair. Alright. Maybe I'll come back later and grab one. Hey lady, how's it going?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Good about all that. What's this about the fashion police feature?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Ooh. Who's the most stylish there? Can't be anyone from here. Who's the numero uno guy there right now? Does he look like this?
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Yeah. Alright, before we go, what's this Frit?
I don't know. Frit?
Right, what is Frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Got it. Let's proceed.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
Yeah, tell me about the economic reality.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
15 is an excellent time to learn about the economic reality.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic.
Okay, what about the physical reality?
I don't know. What about it?
I mean, where are we?
We're in Frit?
No, I meant where are we on a larger scale?
As mankind, or as a nation, or...
What will her essay prompt be?
As a nation.
We're in a transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy, all that stuff.
Yeah. What time is it?
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
Okay. What about what is the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
What about the one we had here?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry,
Nice.
I'm not very good at this.
No.
At history, I mean.
The coalition. What's that? Someone told me there is one.
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
Alright, I won't bother you anymore.
Oh.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the guy who died?
Not really.
Not really. Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, good talk. Good talk. Very good talk.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Okay, what do these products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Thanks for explaining.
Uh-huh.
Who's Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste. You know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Alright. Good shit. Kim, why don't we talk a little bit? Okay. Nothing new on Kim's mind. Let's head on out. I want to talk to that dude hanging off the balcony over here. Yes.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Yeah. What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where do they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Good question.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to him?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Alright, I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Psst. Show him your stolen card. Now has arrived the perfect moment.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I'm investigating a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
Okay, I need to know what's behind these gates.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
Does that mean you can let me through?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
That's simple. I just walk in.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead?
Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him.
Right.
Then press the button to unlock the door.
Uh-huh.
Then go past him again.
Okay.
And you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
So what you're saying is it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation.
Uh-huh.
Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got it. And another thing.
Sure.
What's the strike about, anyways?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Right. Nice talk. I gotta get moving. Locked by electronic means. No lockpicking on this one. Good to know. Case of strike, press button behind guard. Okay, no one comes close to Measurehead. That seems true. Big. Very big. Not soft and weak. Also seems true. Let's just talk a little bit. How's it going, buddy?
Betrays your degeneracy.
Okay.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Awesome. I appreciate the input. Let's look.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
Yes.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
What do you mean, my body betrays my degeneracy?
You have succumbed to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Cam, is it really that bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
You're right. I am an alcoholic. I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Ah. Look, the race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Okay.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Alright. Cool. It's been good talking with you, my friend. Crushes all. He certainly appears to crush some things. We can't get up there yet, I assume. Alright. Well, fair enough. You know, it is what it is. That guy, that's a big guy. That's a big guy who's thinking about stuff, but before we go deal with that, why don't we welcome to Cleviscioli, he says. We were running at one point when I did something. Let's look at that. Movement. Yeah? Looks like it was probably accident of some sort. What's up with this?
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Cool. So that's our buddy's little car. Okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need...
Good to know. Could have been caused by an earthquake. Useful. Ancient fountain. Doesn't pump water. There's a tree in it. What's this? Humanitarian aid. Oh boy, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff to click on and do. Helpline. Food gift. Humanitarian aid. Okay. Let's talk with this guy.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Chillin is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
Alright, what's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer, you're very cool.
This guy's very nice.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
I'll whip him out.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
Just shakedown.
Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
Just legit rob this dude. Alright, just kidding. I'm not really here to shake you down for some answers to official police questions.
Then fire away, officer.
What kind of stuff are you selling here?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Where'd you get the comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers. All extremely cool and above board.
Awesome. You have a permit?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Sweet. No permits means less work for me. Let's move on.
That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's so cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
Is there a discount for cool officers like me?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
Are those things really on sale, or did you just jack up the price first?
My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you think? Shake things up?
Alright, let's ask something else.
Anything for you.
The food packages you're selling have humanitarian aid written on them. How come?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Alright, I think one said not for resale.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Wait, Humanix, humanitarian aid.
Does your supplier drive that Humanix lorry over there?
What?
A convincing performance. Bravo.
Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
Where are you from, Slang?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Oops.
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business there. Too many regulations. Extremely bad for an independent local entrepreneur. Hey, why not support this local entrepreneur? You can start by buying a pair of sexy pants or cool sunglasses. Maybe some macaroni?
You know, it's hard not to, it's hard not to give in to that. Any money? Huh?
No need to dress this one up.
Well,
Just tell him what you want.
I'd like money.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I don't know. It was the only thing I could come up with in my head. I need money somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Indeed.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Thanks.
Sorry, detective.
Alright, I'll look around. Hey, Kim, look, I appreciate the input, but it's not my fault. I was supposed to have a pretty good chance to succeed at that, and I did not. Alright.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Sunglasses are good?
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
Maybe not
Those
so good.
UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show.
Cool.
If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Alright, okay, let's try to find some interesting sunglasses in the box. Water blue shades. Writing on the left temple says, Sub-insulindic rendezvous. Hand-carved bone.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater.
Wow, officer. You look so cool.
Chillin is such a nice guy.
And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Kim, what you think?
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Yeah.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
Let's see what he's got in the old wardrobe, huh?
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes. Smelling of strangers' body odors.
Nice.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes.
Yeah.
Good quality fabrics. Best retro design.
Yeah.
Save the economy with your style, officer.
Fuck yeah.
The economy? That sounds off.
What are you talking about?
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco.
Why?
Look around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bought. We've got to keep the flow of goods moving.
Right.
Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children?
I don't have children. I think. This economy is just a distraction from the cultural issues, you know, immigrants. Very good.
Too bad, officer. Kids make it all worthwhile. Without kids, who's going to be around to enjoy the economy? Don't let me stop you. Open the box and browse a little.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
Sexy.
The box smells like cat piss.
Nice.
Or like an old person with no money.
Both good.
Economical,
Both good
but
smells.
also trendy. Look firsthand. Buy secondhand.
All right.
Keep the economy moving.
Let's try.
No good.
Well,
all you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
All right.
No luck? Why not take another look, officer? Keep supporting the economy.
Ooh, I think I will just leave for right now. What about?
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Inspect the sneakers.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
All right, I'll look at the sneakers.
Good move, officer. You won't find a deal like this anywhere.
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple.
I
a
do love
futuristic
some
silhouette
found ultras.
with a sleek monochrome colorway.
Wow.
A jet black upper and a silver-lined midsole.
Amazing.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
I mean...
Only? That's madness. Fun Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine.
Can't I just buy the sad Concord Sumerian speakers?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Lo-fi socialist junk.
That's why I want them. I think I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale.
You don't know what I am. I don't even know what I am. I want the speakers.
Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Damn. So you have to buy the sneakers first.
Alright, well, bud, those cost 50 real, and I have 4 real and 67 cents, so maybe not in my immediate future, but I do look pretty sexy in these pretty swagalicious glasses, so that's pretty cool. Let's look at this. I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking about this Guillaume Le Million angle. Alright, let's see. Can I go dumpster diving? I think dumpster diving's the speed of my economy right now, so maybe I need to get around first. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, a pair of fingerless gloves, huh? Don't mind if I do. looking schnazzier by the minute. Let's water lock, great.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Probably.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Alright.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Good to know.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Yeah, but I don't want to wait. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Good day to you, officers.
Hey, how's it going?
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock.
Yeah.
I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
Fair.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Do you know what caused the wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that side. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
So what's with the lever that does nothing?
It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Disabled because of the blockage.
Why is it disabled?
Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated.
Alright.
Wouldn't want anyone moving the waterlock with debris still in the channel.
Fair enough.
It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes?
Do I ever?
Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the third day.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of the salami?
Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Nice. All right. It's nice to meet someone who's not an asshole. It's good. Pawn shop. Let's head on in. See if there's anything interesting. Why not? Ooh. What's that? Machine, antique cash register. Bust of a woman. Film projector. Military wares.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Where'd you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Not much for it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
You out of your mind? There's one like that on every corner.
There's also the matter of rewiring. But the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has
Fair.
adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Alright, fair enough, my guy. Let's take a quick look over here.
You see
What do we
rows
got?
of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Let's look at the
Big men
knights.
on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian cavalry, correct?
Mm-hmm. I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian knights.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are
Interesting.
variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Royalist soldiers.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Figurines and rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
These even soldiers.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it.
Maybe.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
Fair.
Hey.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie,
Yeah.
eat the rich,
Ah.
sodomize the landowners,
Well.
impel all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets.
Yeah.
Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I mean, I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about
Okay.
to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
I mean, first, what's all this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Yeah, I don't do failure.
Of course you do. You are failure. You are communism. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped, shat on. While everyone else is out partying, having a callous laugh, you will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Oh. You know, fuck it.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Oh, wait, firing squads? We didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Alright. So, look at this.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
I mean, fair enough. Let's look at some of these. Oh boy. I've got total points. Ooh, I can level up, can't I? Sure looks like it.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep, this Stereo 8 approved machine here
is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Could have come in handy during my police work.
If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
You sure it's in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
Don't like it? What do you like?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
Sure it's in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
God,
Here's a good one, Matt. Weather resistant.
Let's talk with him. Let's see what he has to say.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
Well, sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Honestly, I think some of your selections are more tasteful than others. Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe. Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Is Roy high?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues.
You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
Surely, that's all I
The
got.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
There's something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look.
Check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Don't have anything to sell at the moment.
Another time, perhaps.
Let's go, bud. All right. Officer profile complete. So we got that chugging away. Indeed. Got the lonesome long way home. Got the finger pistols. Interesting. Got the Mazovian social economics. Lots of thoughts to analyze. Not too many spots to analyze them. Let's start thinking that. Maybe we can spend some other time on that. Let's see, anything else? I think we're good here. Now I'm all the way up to 11 real. Very good. Very good. All right, I need to level up as well. I do like leveling up. Ooh, I didn't even realize that I leveled up my encyclopedia. Let's see. Empathy. Logic. Logic seems like a good thing to level up. Rhetoric. Where's conceptualization? That seems good. Visual calculus. Lie and detect lies. Let's go. Let's give it a little. Give it a little level up, huh? Why not? That's what I say. Oops, what's that? take that. Do love some Nosafed. No, yeah. Well, that's where that guy is. It's been snowing quite a bit, hasn't it? Got some people over there. Let's look at this. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. When they... Oops. Let's talk.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Alright. How's it going, René?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I mean...
Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what game it is?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Alright. Let's go.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
As we should be, taking the surroundings.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters, probably 24, and then some. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
What the hell is your problem?
Huh? What? Not a weak right triceps, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sensing anger and I don't understand why.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Okay.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Okay, I will try and get you your boat back.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Yes, why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder. You never know. He might know something. This is a good vantage point.
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. but this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen.
Okay.
On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
So what about police women?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
There are no duties our CM women couldn't carry out.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks. Don't you, officer?
No, I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play here.
Really, officer? Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Was there an earthquake?
No. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs.
What?
We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08.
Yes.
The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Not thoughtfully. Turn to look northeast.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on, the coalition?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything's so bombed out?
Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those commie hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking my piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
How does Philippe III factor into this?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Okay, who is this Frissel?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
You mentioned Guillaume.
A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I saw the statue of Philippe III in the roundabout.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king.
Does it?
Just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me like a leader should probably take care of their people before themselves.
Elysium is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabineer doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
Seems like irresponsible behavior for a monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less rule countries.
From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies.
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
Right.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Alright, thanks for your time. Now, let's see if we can't go. Ooh, what's going on over here, huh? My man's fell asleep. Tibbs has windows. Oh, a bag, huh? Need a bag, need a bag. That's a bag. Grab that. Maybe look in there.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Aw, poor little guy.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericanasis, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericanassian Church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Probably some kids.
A simple but clever solution to ruin in a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity.
Alright, why don't we check this one?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
What happened?
They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Evrard Claire, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
The lieutenant adjusts his collar. It's frisky outside. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
The ruins of some kind of building over there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Alright, let's go down and talk to our good friend over here. What you doing? Things I've seen and said. Don't that make two of us, friend? Alright, what's in here? Ooh, a little bit of money. A little bit of real. I do love me some real. Splatter bullet holes. Huh. So double click makes you run faster. The more you know. What's over here? Interesting. Some books about the future. Pate. Muscular men. Romance novels. Interesting. What about that little guy?
This Postlavantore mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy.
Yay!
Eat shit, pig. Fucked by the coon.
Oh.
And St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Mail collection box? You should man the fuck up.
The mailbox does not know how to man up. It is an inanimate object.
Yeah, fair enough. Ooh. Stone? Enormous bulls. Worthy of a real man. Yeah. Get shreked. Let's talk to this chick.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Hey now.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
You're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Ah, of course. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
Right, shouldn't you be at school or
I
something?
do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
What is school, anyways?
School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity.
Isn't going to school more important than... school's stupid.
Mum says it's necessary to do both, because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
I mean...
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Cursed? What way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up?
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
I should look into this.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But Kim, the plasmic manifestations...
No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough about the
Maybe
curse
I can tell you
for
about
now.
some of our books instead.
What's the crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
I get it. Crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, actually.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Oh. Okay, then maybe I'm not a policeman, or should stop being one.
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, wow. Look at the guy. He'll never be as good as Mullen.
Don't say that. He's not even real. You're real.
That's rude. A real failure.
Cheer up, sir. No need to compare yourself to a fictional character.
Hey.
Maybe you can show me some real deductive police work, sir. Like in the books.
Alright, what's romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
Alright. What about when everyone's poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Ah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No. Think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them.
Maybe not. Alright, that's enough romance for
Maybe
me.
some about other books?
You know what? I'm gonna deduce something.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Super simple for a detective such as myself.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
You think so? Fine, do better. Deduce something about me.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
I'm also sad and my head hurts.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. There's something you're missing.
What are you missing here?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Famous for vain people. I have better things to do.
Okay, sir.
Alright. See you around, Annette. right. It's ooh, what's happening over here, huh? Ooh, that's where the dead guy is. Blue Digilines.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Common.
Interesting. All right, let's look at some of this stuff. Savoir-faire is not doing too great. You can hold that. Place lost bull. Okay, I think that is where we will call it for the day.